Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be changing the power steering reservoir, that's a really hard word for me to say, in our 2010 Freelander 2 2.2 litre diesel. It's 150,000 miles, and the main reason for this is it's not causing us any issues, but inside the power steering reservoir, if I can get my words out, there's a little meshy bit that gets all blocked up and gunked up, and as far as we're aware, I don't think it's been changed. We've had this car, what, 2 years now in our possession. There's no receipt saying it's been changed or anything. So if you've got a whine or anything like that with your power steering, your first go-to thing, it could be change the bottle. The bottles are quite cheap to purchase, so yeah. Onwards with the video.
First step, jack up the front of the vehicle, secure it with axle stands, and make sure both wheels and tyres are off the ground. Right,
little tip that I've learnt from Jules off the Thrill 2 forum. Remove headlight. It's disputed. Some people say it makes your life easier, some people say that it doesn't matter, but we're going to do it just to give ourselves extra space. So 10mm socket, and just remove 2 screws there. Then if Alana peeks over the top, there's a little, let me see if, oh, over this side there's a little thing just there, little rod. You push down on that rod and it should release the headlight.
Assistant's hand.
Hand wide open. Ungloved hand wide open.
Yeah, I probably should have put gloves on, it's fine.
Well, if nothing else, it's warmer.
I'm not getting dirty just yet.
Keep turning. 2 screws, and then I'll put that there so it don't fall. This little tab, push downwards, and then hopefully, is it push down or pull up? Sorry, I lied, it's pull up, everyone. Pull the tab upwards, not downwards.
Do your pull-ups, not pull-downs.
It's not push down, it's pull-ups.
I cut the top of your head off by
yeah, you
accident,
did.
sorry.
It's okay. And then hopefully, a bit of jiggly wibbly.
Wiggle wiggle, and out she pops.
I've learnt this from Gary off the Freelander 2 off-road group. Out she pops, and there's a, if Alana can just get in here, there's a big connector just at the side there. Yeah, I can't
quite see it on the camera, but it's just there.
That biggie one. Just pull that out.
Give it a tug.
It's got just there, you know, it's got a little push button at the bottom. Push that in and it just pops straight off. For tools for this part, you need some sort of large syringe is probably best, a bit of clear piping or just a bit of pipe on it. We're going to open up the reservoir top and suck out all the fluid that's inside. If you can get a little bit towards the pipe, it just stops stuff going all over the place. Then if Alana can just pan over the top, we've stuck a load of rags down just to catch any excess fluid that might spill, because obviously the aux belt is down there and bits like that, so just try and keep a clean work environment.
And you're going to need a receptacle to put the liquid that you've sucked out into. In our case, it's a laundry capsule box.
Well pointed out.
Get a second.
I'm a sucker, I am.
Scott, you suck.
I really do suck. Obviously, if you do this, the chances are your fluid's going to be potentially brown if it's been mixed with red stuff, which it shouldn't be. Or, yeah, just not a nice colour. Ours is quite green because obviously we recently changed it and then things went wrong. So, there's our first little lot. Into the receptacle. Right, we've got the vast majority of it out. There is a little bit left in there that will spill out when we take the pipe off, but it is what it is. You can only do so much. The reason why we're doing this is because in the center there you can see a bit poking up. That's a small mesh filter, very fine mesh, and what happens is over time, when bits of grime, potentially like the fluid breaks down, it all gets caught up in that mesh. That mesh is on the return side. That little hole you can see in the blur just there, that's a supply hole, so it sucks the fluid out there and then it filters it on return, which I find a bit odd. I would have thought it would have filtered being pulled down, but what do I know. But yeah, as it comes back up the return line, it gets filtered out, and on the outside of that mesh bit gets all crudded up. The fluid then can't come back to the bottle, which increases the pressure in the system. Just keep on top of the fluid, keep on top of the bottle, and yeah, your steering rack will last longer, your pump will be more thankful for it. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this supply feed suction line off. this just crimps together. The best tool that I use for it is a set of mole grips. Clamp them together and it squishes the ring, and you can push it down, then pull the pipe off. Right, if I just show Alana, if she pans over to the top here, you'll see that I've got the mole grips clamped, the two bits of metal are together, and it's just opened up that hose clip. So, and just slide it down. This is where having the headlight out comes into its own. I'll rotate it around that way, and then release. And then hopefully pull this little pipe off, well, this big pipe off. There you go.
It's a hopeful squeak.
So here it comes. I can see the fluid just in the bottom, so it's a bit of fluid spillage, but hopefully the rag will catch it.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby. Right, Alana's just reminded me helpfully to make sure that to take the bung off of the big end of the new bottle and then put it on the old one, because all that will happen is the return fluid will come in and come straight out of the hole there, and it will make a complete utter mess. So yeah, the bung off of there, put it on there, leave the return one on the new bottle, because obviously we're going to connect the supply line to this bottle now, and hopefully no fluid should go everywhere. We're now going to install the new bottle onto the supply hose.
And I'm almost going to get elbowed around the head.
A little bit. This is where it gets a bit cozy with the two bottles in place. But yeah, just push it on until it gets to the little plastic stoppers, just where my thumb is, just there. And then it's the fun case of getting the devil's clip, of we named it, up and onto the hose. We've got the devil's clip back onto the new bottle. That we're going to try and not get confused. I might even mark one of these bottles with a tyre pen. But yeah, devil's clip's back on, supply hose is fitted, the cap on the return of the new bottle is still on, and then obviously we've got the cap on the supply of the old bottle on, but the return is going to go in the old bottle. So the concept is pour new fluid into the new bottle, or reservoir, whatever you want to call it. We'll turn the steering lock to lock, drain the fluid through, and then it'll come back into the old one. And then when either that goes to minimum, don't let it go below minimum, or that one gets too high, we'll suck the fluid out, and then we'll keep doing that. The concept is that if your fluid's all weirdly coloured, it'll keep coming through weirdly coloured until it comes through bright green. I'm just going to talk over the cars constantly past. It seems like it's rush hour at the moment down here, but this is the fluid that you need. This is the one recommended, the Fuchsias, or whatever you call it, Titan CF202. Like, this is what's recommended. I think its former name, I think it says somewhere on the bottom, is Petrozin or something like that. That one, what Alana said. This is the one we have been using. As you can see, suitable for use where CHF 11S and CHF 202. CHF 202 is the main one in all this game. This is what the car takes. It should be green, no red fluid. It should 100% be green. So we're just going to fill this up. If I don't dribble it everywhere, just going to put a little bit in, check that it's not leaking. So far so good. Dribble a bit more in, check that the bung's holding, which it looks to be at the moment.
So that's definitely above full now.
Obviously it doesn't matter too much about how full it is at this point, because all you're doing is going to be pushing it through to the return reservoir. Right, Alana's just getting in the car, and then hopefully we should see the fluid go down on the new one and then come up in the return one. Alana, just do it nice and gently. Whenever you're ready. Yeah. Engine off. Yeah, just make sure, Alana's just picked up a good thing, make sure your engine is turned off. Do not turn your engine on and do it with the engine on. Just engine off. That's why it's up on jack stands, to make the steering easy. That'll do you for now. As you can see, the fluid's gone down this one and it's been collected in the other one. I'm just going to top this one back up and then do some more steering. So I've just topped that reservoir up again. and obviously that one's catching all the fluid. You want to do this until the fluid comes out completely clean in that new reservoir. Right, we've flushed a load of fluid from the new one through to the old one. It's come out beautiful green. We're using the Halford stuff at this point because we haven't got the posh stuff, but just in case we have to change the pump, we're keeping that back for then. I know when I asked this on the Thrill 2 forum, I got a reply back that was you shouldn't need to drain that one at that point, but the issue is I can't think of any other way of doing it, because I basically sucked all the fluid out of that one. That's still got fluid in, but we need to change the return line now from the old one to the new one. But I can't think of a way of doing that, because as soon as you take out that bung, all that fluid is going to come straight out regardless. So to me, I feel like you've got to take the fluid out of this one and then swap the quick connect to the return line from that one into that one, and then continue on with the bleeding process. So yeah, next step, suck the fluid out of the new one as well. Don't have to be too great at this. Obviously, the more you can get out, the less mess you make. Right, I'm not sure how much you will have seen of that or anything, because yeah, Alana's a bit stuck in the car at the moment. We took the quick connector off of the other one, and I'll insert a clip here about the quick connector that I recorded previously. There's one button that is just on the side that you can see. You have to press that, and basically, I don't know if you can see, but the little teeth on either side move out when you press. In the end, I ended up pushing the button and rotating the bottle, and it just come off. So maybe if you try this in the future, push that one button in. I've had a look on the other side and there don't appear to be a button, but yeah, push that one button in, that one button in, and try rotating the bottle to see if your bottle pops off. And then we've installed it onto the new bottle, and then we've just slotted the new bottle into place so it's nice and level. Just lift it up and slide it down into that bracket. So now we're a tiny bit above full, but yeah, if we need to suck a bit out at the end, then we will do. But if there's any air in the system, that should drop down. So the next plan of action is to bleed the system, and that's going to involve Alana turning gently from lock to lock and just watching for any bubbles or anything that might come out. Right, not the best view I know, but hopefully you'll stay there. Alana's now going to do lock to lock. Make sure the engine's off. About 30 lock to locks in total. Unless it goes down to minimum, then stop, top up, and then continue on. Whenever you're ready, Alana. Right, when you think you've got all the air out, the next step is to start the car up and leave it to idle, but keep an eye on the fluid level in case it sucks down really fast, and then you turn the engine off, top up, and carry on bleeding. Right, we're going to do cap off, and we're just going to start up and leave the engine to idle with no steering and see what the fluid level does. Right, seeing as the fluid level looks okay, we're going to get Alana to do lock to lock. This is all still up on jack stands to see if there's any air left in it, and if there is, it should bleed out at this point, hopefully. Right, if you've done lock to lock with the engine on, up on jack stands, and the fluid level's looking all good, like it is at the moment, just a fraction below the max, but way above the minimum. And there's no air bubbles coming out. People say it should only do lots, what, 2 or 3 times, it should be fine. We're going over and beyond and doing 10, 15, 20, I don't know how many. And then we're going to let it down onto its wheels and then see what happens.
If at this point your fluid level has dropped, top it up to the maximum marker again, and then maybe take it for a drive, and then check the level once again after that.
Right, that's the car all finished off with the power steering, reservoir. Do you know what? A bit of a pig of a job, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. More faff than anything.
A lot of faff-free. 4 hands is definitely better than 2 if you can get 4 hands. But yeah, that's our take on it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll catch you in the next video. See you later, everyone.
Bye.